Hi, my name is Azlin Ghazali. I'm based in Persistent Systems Malaysia. I'm the Director of Development for the product called Tivoli Netco Performance Manager. I've been with Persistent since 2012. I was from IBM. I was the IBM Malaysia Development Lab Director, and I joined Persistent through the takeover of TNPM, the Tivoli Netco Performance Manager product. So what it's like working for Persistent? I find that working for Persistent, I had a lot of flexibility, and I think the experience I had coming over from IBM, and especially with working with the product, we get a lot of free hand, if I can use that word, right, to turn around the business and do the right thing, where we had some restriction earlier, within IBM. So with TNPM, right, the experience I had, the reason why we moved over to Persistent is, as you know, the revenue was going down in several years, right, and so the idea is Persistent to put up investment so that we can turn it around. So the important part, I think, right, to make sure that this engagement is successful, is that two things, right. The first one, we as a team need to know what needs to be done, right? And I'm sure, right, talking from my experience, we know exactly what needs to be done, and we had restrictions earlier to achieve that. And the second part, as long as we know what needs to be done, and collectively we can work together to go ahead and achieve it, then Persistent, I find that Persistent give us free hand, a lot of support to get it done. And from my experience working with TNPM products since 2012, so within a year, we were able to reverse the revenue trend from downwards to upwards, right? So it has been a great journey since. Being the product team in Persistent is very important, because that's the one of the key focus of the company for the coming years. And to do that, there's a lot of attention and focus that were given by Persistent senior management. In a day-to-day job, I have the opportunity to work closely with the senior management, particularly Anand and the COO himself, in order to determine the next strategy and what the next step that we want to take. So being in Persistent, I find that your opinion, your culture, your diversity being respected, right? And that's very important. That when we started the Persistent Malaysia, that is the first time that Persistent opened up a development office outside of US and India. And I find that I receive a lot of support. There are challenges, of course, but I receive a lot of support from the senior management to make it work. And there's significant understanding, right, of the cultural background, and that was respected, and that was translated into the policy, right? So that's a great thing, great experience. I'd like to share some my thoughts on Anand, right? First being the first time when I met Anand back in Malaysia, when we were doing the takeover. I find Anand is a very down-to-earth person, and he is a very hands-on person, and he gladly share his knowledge with us, right? I from that encounter, I did learn a few things technically, and also culturally, and how to run things, right, in business. And my second encounter is even more interesting. From my experience working with senior management, meeting them, you are all prepared with all the revenue information, how you perform within the business, and ready for the grilling. But this one point, when I went to India with a couple of other senior managers, when we met Anand, instead of Anand sitting there and grilling us about business, he was the one telling us about this new product at that time called Share Insights, and he was so excited about it, and that's the first time I get to learn about what big data is all about. It was a great experience for me.